Hello everybody. Um, Today we're going to make this necklace set. Probably just the necklace part. We might do the earrings if we have enough time. But these are from the beads from this month's dollar bead box. Mostly. I got my own Swarovski pearls in there and my seed beads. But we use the 4mm Czech fire polish, the 3mm Czech fire polish, the gem cut rondelles here from this month's box, and the let's see, these silver little spacer beads we got in this month's box, and the chain. And so we're going to recreate this, but with different colors. So let me get the material list going here. We need 2 different colors of 11O seed beads. I've got Miyuki galvanized silver, and I've got the Miyuki seafoam green Picasso in 11O. Okay, we're going to need 2 8-inch sections of chain. We're going to need 8 rondelles. These are Czech also, but they're not gem cut, but they're the same size. And they match the colors that I'm using today. So I'm going to use those. We're going to use a strand of 4mm fire polish. This is the rose gold luster we got in this month's box. We're going to use the 3mm strand that we got in this month's box. It gets pink luster. And we're going to use a couple different colors of 3mm pearls from previous boxes. I've got the coral luster, I believe, and then the mint tea green luster. I don't have enough of one color, so I'm going to do 2 sections in one color, and then the middle section in another color. I probably do the middle section in the mint tea green, and then the 2 outer sections in the coral luster. Alright, we're going to need a couple of jump rings. I got silver to match my chain, and a toggle clasp, silver also. Going to need a size 10 beading needle, or 12, 11 or 12, whichever you prefer, and a good bit of fire line. You'll probably have to add, so just use what's comfortable for you. Okay, get everything together, come back, and we'll get started. Okay, you need to make these units the way I made them. You're going to need 11Os, 3mm fire polish, 3mm pearls, and 4mm fire polish for this unit. Okay, I'm going to use bigger beads, but I'm going to say, when I say what beads to pick up, I'm going to say the right beads, but I'm using bigger beads so you guys can see. Alright, so let's pick up 4 11O seed beads. Bring those down. Go up through that bottom bead closest to the stop bead. Go up through. We're making a a little circle or a little box or diamond, but we're making them into a circle. And you're going to just reinforce, coming through all the beads one more time until we get back to the top. And there we have it. That's the stop bead. I should have used a different color. But there we have it. Alright, so let's pick up 3. That's the floor. Alright, that's our floor unit. Pick up 3 more 11-0 seed beads. And we're coming out of this side of the bead. We're going to go into the opposite side of that same bead and pull, and there's one of the walls. And then we advance our needle through the next floor bead. Alright, so this is going to be up like this. So we've got 2 beads. We need 4. Pick up 2 11-0 seed beads. Come down through the wall bead and the floor bead that you're coming out of. Pull and turn the unit and advance through the next floor bead. Pick up 2 11-0s. Come down through the wall bead and the floor bead. Pull. Turn a piece and advance through the next floor bead. And since we've got 3 sides on and we know we only need 1 more, we're going to go up the wall bead. Wait a minute. Is that the floor? Came up through the floor. Looks like I got the tail thread. Oh no, it's supposed to be wrapped around. Okay. Bend them up. And that would be no. I'm getting the stop bead confused, guys. I should take it off. Okay, and then go up through the wall. Sorry about that. Pull that. I'm going to pull that stop bead off so I don't get confused anymore. Okay. Pick up 1 and go down through the opposite wall bead. See? And the floor bead. You can get it all at once. Pull. Now, come back up the wall. And the ceiling and get ready to sew all 4 of the ceiling beads together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what happened? I didn't catch the bead. Here we go. Now, there's the fourth. Okay, and that's just sewing them all together, and now we have a cube. I'm going to go one more, just to make it even more secure. Okay, so that was the top, and we're working off this. Now we're working off this top ceiling. We're making that the floor. That ceiling's going to become a floor. To the 3mm fire polish. Pick up 3mm fire polish. We're coming out on this side of the bead. Go through the opposite side of the bead. Sorry. And chase your thread through the bead and pull and advance your needle through that next floor bead. And pick up 2 3mm fire polish. We've got 2 beads. We've got the wall bead and the floor bead. We only need 2. Pick up 2 and come through the wall and the floor bead that we're building onto. We're building this onto the floor. There we go. Turn the unit and advance through the next floor bead. Make sure you always advance through the next floor or the next bead before you can add more beads. Pick up 2. Go down through the wall and the floor. Pull. And now advance to the next floor. And since it's the third, we've got 3 sides on, and it's the fourth that we're getting ready to work on, or we have to put on. Go up through the wall also. And pull. And we've got 3 beads, just pick up 1. Go down through the wall and the floor and pull. And go up through the wall. Now we're making our way to the ceiling to tie them together. And let's tie them, or let's sew them together, the 4 ceiling beads. Okay. I think one more. Now we're going to move to the 3mm pearls. Czech pearls is what I'm used. Well, that's what I used for the necklaces that I'm showing you how to make. So pick up 3 3mm pearls. And coming out of this side, go through the opposite side of that fire polish, 3mm fire polish, and of course then advance your needle through the next floor bead. Pick up 2, because we've already got 2 now. We've already got 2, we need 2 more. Pick up 2 beads. Go down through the wall bead and the floor bead, pull them into a circle, then turn your piece and advance to the next floor bead. Get ready to put on your next beads. Pick up 2 beads, come down through the wall, bead and the floor bead, and advance through the next floor bead. And since there's 3 sides on, we know we got to put the last one and go up through the wall bead. Pick up 1 after you get through there. And pick up 1 bead. If I can get it. Come on, bead. And then go down through the floor. Go through the wall bead here. And through the floor. And then up through the wall. We're working our way to the ceiling. Wall. Ceiling. Yeah. So the ceiling beads together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for good measure. And then this, since I am doing it with different size beads, it's not going to look like it does when you're doing it. It's going to look better. It's going to look like the one I made here, because these will be smaller. These are 11s. These are all different sizes. They're not the right sizes, but they are bigger and you can see them. And that's why I'm using them. Okay, now for the sun, this is going to be the center of our unit. It's going to be the 4mm fire polish, and I'm using the 6/0 seed bead. So pick up 3 4mm fire polish, coming out of one side of the bead, going through the opposite side, and advance through the next floor bead. You got 1, 2 beads. We only need 2. Pick up 2 4mm fire polish, go down through the wall and the floor bead. When we're coming out of, turn our unit and advance to the next floor bead. Pick up 2 4mm fire polish, come down through the wall and the floor, and turn your unit and advance through the next floor bead. And since there's 3 sides on, up through the wall bead. Pick up 1, since we've got 3 sides, or 3 walls. Go down through the opposite, or coming out over here. Pick up 1 and go down through this opposite wall bead, and if you can at the same time, the floor bead. And pull. Now make your way back up the side of the wall and the ceiling, And we're going to sew the ceiling beads together. These are like a bright navy blue, almost a cobalt blue. And I can't see it. It looks the same as the green. It's way different than the green beads that we're using on my screen. Okay, and now we sewed the 4 ceiling beads together like that. Anyway, can't believe that. So now we're going to go back down. We're going to make the next this side just like this previous side. So we start in the middle with the 4 millimeter. So pick up 3 4 millimeter fire polish. Go through the opposite side of the bead that your cuff thread's coming out of, and advance through the next floor bead. Pick up 2, since we've got a wall bead and a floor bead. Go down through the wall and the floor, and pull, and turn your piece and advance through the next floor bead. Pick up 2 4 millimeter fire polish. Go down through the wall and the floor, and turn your piece and advance through the next floor bead. And since we've got 3 on, let's go up through the wall, pick up a fire polish, 4 millimeter fire polish, go down through that opposite wall and the floor. Pull, climb up the wall, and we'll go into the ceiling beads to sew them together. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, and 1 for good measure to hold it tight. No, we're going back down. We want the 3 millimeter pearls. Pick up 3 3 millimeter pearls. If I can get, they're acting like they're real pearls. Okay, come through that side of the bead, on the opposite side, and pull. And advance through the next floor bead. Okay, now we got 1 wall and 1 floor. Pick up 2 3 millimeter pearls, go down through the wall bead and the floor bead, and advance to the next floor bead. Pick up 2 3 millimeter pearls, come on, 3 millimeter. Alright, go down through the wall and the floor, and advance through the next floor bead. Since we've got 3 walls on, we need to close in these. Go up the wall, pick up 1 3 millimeter pearl, go down through that opposite wall and the floor in 1 step if you can. Alright, then go up the wall, climbing up there to sew the ceiling beads together. So we will be making them a floor. Okay, why can't I? Let's see, let's sew these 4 ceiling beads together. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and an extra to hold it nice and tight. Alright, now 3mm fire polish. Pick up 3mm fire polish. Gonna come out on this side, chase the thread by going in the opposite side. Pull. And advance to the next bead on the floor. Pick up 2 3mm fire polish. Alright, come down through the wall and the floor. See that? Pull. Turn your unit and advance through the next floor. Ouch! Floor bead. Pick up 2 3mm fire polish. Go down through the wall and the floor. Pull, because that's the 3rd one. We know that we got to advance. We've always got to advance, but we have to climb up the wall before we add a bead. Okay, if I can get it through. Up the wall, pick up 1 3mm fire polish, go down the wall and the floor. Beads. And then we're going to go up towards the ceiling, so climb up the wall. And let's sew all 4 of the ceiling beads together. And this is not my terminology. That's how I was taught. That's what helped me, was thinking of it as a room. Okay. And now we're going to finish it off by picking up 3 11 seed beads and going, there's thread coming out one side of that bead, go in the opposite side, and then advance your needle. Alright, pick up 2 11 seed beads, go down through the wall and the floor bead, advance, turn your piece and advance your needle. Pick up 2 11 seed beads, go down through the wall and the floor bead, and then turn your piece and advance your needle through the floor, and then up the wall, pick up a bead, go down the opposite side, opposite wall, see that? And I'm going to go ahead and grab the floor bead too. I'm going to go up the wall bead, right up there, let's see, and I'm going to sew the ceiling beads together. Now, the next thing that we need to do is put seed beads, 11 seed beads, your second color of seed beads, in between each gap or each space of the, well, actually, let me show you one side of the 4 corners, really. So, let me get some 11's, and coming out of, say we're coming out of one of the ceiling beads, pick up an 11, come down through that next, see, it was supposed to be on yours it is going to be a 3mm, no, it's going to be 11 seed bead. So it's the second color seed bead. She's going to be using 2 colors, and we're going to put pick up 11 and go down through your 3mm fire polish. We're going in a straight line, putting 11 as your second color, or you can use all one color for this. But if you want 2 color 11's, this is where you use the second color. Come down through that 3mm pearl, pick up an 11, come down through that 4mm fire polish, pick up an 11, come down through that 4mm fire polish, pick up an 11, go down through that 3mm pearl. We're just going down in a straight line. We're kind of making corners to this unit. We're going to make one all the way down here. We're going to make 4 corners with these 11 seed beads. Pick up an 11, come down through that next 3mm fire polish, pick up an 11, go down through that 11, pick up 11, and we're going to round the corner into that ceiling bead, and then we're going to continue going down the next row. Pick up an 11, go down through that 11, pick up 11, go down through that next 3mm fire polish. See that? Pick up an 11, go down through that 3mm pearl, pick up an 11, go down through that 4mm fire polish, pick up an 11, go through that next 4mm fire polish, pick up an 11, go through that next 3mm pearl, pick up an 11, go through that next 3mm fire polish, and pick up an 11, go through that next 11 seed bead, first color, pick up an 11, go through that next 11, oops, you're going to turn the corner. Alright, and that's 2 sides on. See how it makes it we don't want to, my beads are bigger than yours, but that's why it's trying to fold on one side. But see how that's square? You're squaring it off by making corners So you got 2 more. You've got, all you do is just come off of here like we've been doing. We're going all the way around this ceiling and coming down through and just filling in the row with the corners with 11 O's. Then you get to this end, and then you go through this, and you around the corner and go down the next side or the next corner. And it'll have 4 corners, and it'll be done. Alright, so finish off your corners, 2 more corners to make the rectangle like these. And then I'll show you how to put it all together. Okay, we're coming out of one of the top ceiling beads. We're just going to pass our needle, not through a bead, but right down through the center of that whole unit. We want to be coming up through the center of the bottom so we can put our rondelle on and not have it sitting off to one side. Oops. So then we want to pick up 4 of your main color 11 O's. We want to bring those down. We want to come up through the bottom 11 O, closest to the bead, to the rondelle. Want to come up through that bead, if I can get up through that bead, and we want to pull, slide it all the way down, close to that rondelle. And then we want to maneuver our thread up through the side 11 O, taking care to keep it down as close to the rondelle, and then to the next 11 O. We want to be coming out of the opposite 11 O that we were coming out of. Then we want to sew back down through the rondelle, and then catch one of the ceiling beads below it, and then go back up through the rondelle and through the middle of that unit we just added, and then just catch one of the beads and we are going to build a unit. We're going to build another one of these off of this little cubic right angle weave, or little right angle weave unit. Okay, So we have finished our second unit, and we went up through and put all of our seed beads all around the corners in between every bead. And we got to be coming out of one of the ceiling beads, and then we're going to go straight down through the unit, straight down through, and we're going to tighten that first unit. And if the first unit's already tight enough, whichever one needs tightened more is the one that you want to. If this end needs to be tighter to the bead, you come out this end. For me, it's this first end that needs to be tacked down and tighter. So, well, I think. Let's see. Well, no, actually, it's this one. You can tighten, go down through and tighten and make sure all four corners are tightened if you want. At least two need the diagonal. On the diagonal needs tacked down. So we're going to go through. I'm going to go through this side. The side that needs to be tightened. And so I'm going to pull, and then I'm going to go up through the big rondelle and make my way down up through it again. And I'm going to tighten the other side down. So I guess we'll be doing both. If I can get a spot to get up through. And if you can't get up through, if it's already tight enough, go up through the second unit and go through one of these beads and go back down. So that may be what I have to do. I have to go up through this whole unit, come up through the center, right, go through one of these end beads, the ceiling bead, and then go back down through my units are pretty tight to this bead, I'll tell you. So I'm just trying to get up through so I can, because my needle's not as long as it needs. There it comes. Come up through, and then go up the rest of the way through the rondelle and through the center of this unit. And make sure you get this, ouch. There we go, through the center. Let's see, up through the center. And then we're coming up through the center. We want to add our next rondelle. Bring it down. Make sure everything's you know, neat and straight, and hold it there. Pick up 4 11-0 of the color A, the Ming seed bead color. Bring them down just like we did the first time. Go up through that first bead closest to the rondelle. Pull. Slam down as far as you can get them. And then go through the side bead. And then through the top 11-0, the one straight across from the first one you were coming out of. Make sure the bead is slid, the beads unit is slid clear down, and then go down through the rondelle. Just the rondelle. Grab one side of this unit. I'll grab that bead, then I'll grab the center bead. Then I'll go back up through. The rondelle. Then I'll grab the other side of the unit. Bead on the opposite side of the unit. See, one side's pulled down tight because we've attached it. Now the second side needs to be attached. And we can just go ahead and do that right now instead of having to go back down through and do it. Go down through the rondelle again. And then go through the opposite side. That sealing bead. Oops. Go up through. Okay. Now we're going to add one more cube. Okay, here we are, and I'm finished with this third and final unit. And I'm coming out one of the sealing beads. I want to go down through the unit, the center of the unit. Let me move my tools so I don't get caught. So coming down through the center of the unit, we're going to grab any of these sealing beads just to hold on so I can go back up through the center of the unit and put on my rondelles. So go back down through. Make sure you're coming up through the center so your rondelles will sit straight. And then pick up a rondelle. Okay, instead of doing these little, little unit in between each rondelle, you could do that, but I think I'm going to pick up a triangle hashy bead, flat metal bead, and then I'm going to pick up the next rondelle and a heshy, and then a rondelle, and then 3 heshy beads. Now remember, I used the beads sort of like this that we got this month in a dollar bead box, but there was only a few and I used them, so I'm using these instead. And it just adds a nice little touch of metal, and plus the hole lets the small loop of the chain kind of anchor down in there, and it looks better. Alright, so that's all there is to that. And then we will take our chain and go through the loop, and go down through all the heshy beads, down through the rondelles. We got to anchor this like we did the other rondelles. So pull, make sure they're tight, go through, you know, one side of the ceiling beads, and then we'll go all the way around to the other side. So we'll go up through the wall bead, then the one directly across from the first one we went through. And make sure we don't get caught on our, there we go, and pull, cinch it up tight, then go back up through. Not missing a bead, don't miss any beads, and pull. I don't think mine's tight enough. But we're going to make another, we're going to go back down. Well, first we're going to go through the loop in the chain. Then we're going to go back down. And we're going to pull. We're going to go through that. Make sure we get a bead, not just a string like I just did. Okay, we're going to grab that bead. We're going to pull. We're going to go back up. And we're going to do it one more time. Reinforce. Back down through. This time we're going to make our way through the whole unit. Probably have to do it one, and boy, I got mine pulled really tight, so it's going to be kind of hard to get down through the center, but you can do it. I just did. And we're going to make one unit at a time to the other side to put on our rondelles and our heshy beads. Now, if you don't have any heshy beads, because I don't know if I remembered to say we were going to use them, and when I read off the materials list, all you have to do is just make a 1 cubic right angle weave unit between each bead with the little seed beads, or whichever ones you want. It might take some time to get through, you know, to be able to get through some of these units. Just work with it. You'll get it. See, my needle's not long enough to get through 2. So wherever you can get through the center, and get through. And if you're having trouble, you just pull through wherever you can get through and then go back down through. See, I caught a piece of thread. I just want to get back under that. Oops, I just caught my beads in the thing of, okay, and then go back up through the center. There we go. Now, we're ready to put on our rondelle, hashie, rondelle, hashie, rondelle, 3 hashies. Okay. And then the chain. And you saw, just if you need to rewind, go ahead and do that. And once you get the other side of the chain on, come back and we'll put the clasp on, in case you haven't put a clasp on before. All right, before we put the clasp on, I wanted to show you how to tie off. So, all right, we're coming out of the rondelles. We're going to go into one of the ceiling beads, and then we'll go into the corner color B. Or no, let's just go through one of the wall beads, and we're going to tie a half-hitch knot by grabbing a thread bridge, and that is just the piece of thread that's in between 2 beads. So you got underneath of the thread, pulled up a loop. You see that loop? I'm going to put my needle through that loop and I'm going to pull, making sure that knot goes in between the 2 beads that I was wanting it to go between. Now I'm just going to go through the next 2 beads and pull that knot right up in there along with it. So go through that color B bead and then a color A bead, and the knot went right up inside the bead. So okay, you're gonna need a couple pairs of pliers, and you're gonna grab your, you're gonna grab, my cats are playing like crazy and they're knocking things down. Sorry for the noise. You're gonna grab the jump ring. Looks like about a 4 or 5 millimeter jump ring, maybe 6. And you're going to twist like this. And twist that jump ring open. And then you're going to put one end of your chain through the jump ring. And then you're going to put one end of your clasp through the jump ring. Second, let me grab it. There you go. We're going to put one end of our clasp through. And then we're going to close it the same way we opened it. But this time we're going to kind of push in lightly. Well, I started to say lightly. Something didn't go right. Okay, and we're going to hear it lock. Once we twist it a couple times, that's work hardening it. And it should lock in place. And then we're going to take the next jump ring. I'm going to do the same thing. Twist it open. Put your chain through it. Where'd you go, jump ring? That was weird. Let me grab another one. And we're going to twist it open. There's the opening. We're going to put the chain on it. We're going to put the second part of the clasp on it. And then we're going to, there we go. It's going to shut. And then we'll just hook our clasp. And there is a gorgeous little necklace. Now, depending on how long this video is, I might be back to make a pair of earrings with you. If not, I'll make that the next video. The earrings to match. It's just a quick little, actually, let's see. I can make one right now, just to show you real fast. A simple pair of earrings. Let's see. We'll do the green. If I can get the jump ring through these little pearls. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these jump rings through. Or, I'm sorry, head pin. So, you know, maybe I'll just put a 4mm on, and then take a Heishi bead that's a little smaller than the one we use in the necklace, and put a couple of them on. And then I'll take one of our Rondelles. I'm going to take a couple more of the Heishi beads and another 4mm fire polish. And there we are. Just a simple, just a simple little pair of earrings. That's just one way you can make them. And then take your pliers, bend over 90° or 45°. Don't have to be a complete 90°. And then I've got my loop making pliers. I just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the way around. But if I don't want to do that, I just pull it like this, push up, make sure the loop is nice and straight, and then I'd hold the loop, and I'd make a wrap loop, wrap it once, twice, three times. I would snip that off, and then I would just add an ear wire and make a quick pair of earrings. And again, my cute little earring. Something just to wear with the necklace. Okay, everybody, there is our necklace made from the beads we got in this month and a couple months prior, dollar bead box. Thanks for watching, and keep your eye out for the next video.